Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. It is really late here in the United States. I couldn't sleep and I was listening to something and it struck a nerve and I wanted to have a chit chat with you guys. So I hope you enjoy this video and I know it's been a long time. And sorry it's been so long. My daughter's birthday is coming up. I've been trying to get this house together and and when people come over you want it a certain way, so that's what I've been doing. And I've also been on Victoria's live. She is such a sweetheart. I'm going to post her um, I'm going to post her channel in my community and want you guys to check it out. She's great. She has about 25 to 30,000 subscribers, and you may already know Victoria, and she has a great platform, and it's just awesome. She's been inviting me on her show to speak, and it's been great. I feel like two friends just hanging out, enjoying each other's company, and having a chit chat over Harry and Meghan's demise. I think it's over for them. I think Meghan and Harry have dealt their last card and pissed off the people for the last time. And now the veterans. But that's not stopping the Sussex Squad for going after Mary. Mary is Pat Tillman's mom. She is the one that don't want Harry to receive the award. And instead of ESPN honoring that and saying, well, you know what, we'll give him a different award. They decided to, oh, we're still going to give him this award. ESPN is loving the publicity, but all publicity isn't good publicity at all. People will turn off because of stupid stuff like this and boycott your channel. this is this is how bad it has gotten for Meghan and Harry. Their reputation is non-existing. There's not one to talk about, because when you do talk about it, it's not good. It's not a good reputation at all. You have no one, and the people you do have around you are all yes people, like Victoria said. They're all yes people. Anyone dare say no to Meghan. And like Victoria said, um, Harry does not like to be told no. So, Harry, no, you should. Here, I'm going to tell him no. How about that? No, Harry, you should turn down the award. Say, I appreciate it. But since the mother of the son that the award is in honor of, I would prefer not to disrespect his legacy. But is he going to be that person? No. He thinks he deserves the award. And Meghan has told him he has. No, honey, the more the awards, the more people are going to like us. It's like either she's tone deaf or she just is not getting it, not understanding it. Because listen, Harry is over here in her territory. This is Meghan's territory. And it really isn't her territory. Like Victoria said, she knows nothing about being an A-lister. She doesn't. She knows nothing about Hollywood. This is her first time in there, but since she thinks she knows it all, she thinks this is a good move for Harry to go and accept an award and then throw Invictus on it and say, oh, it's for that. And like Sue Smith said, why are they not using a real veteran? Someone that has been through it all, that's lost. Too much like Victoria said, this is the Harry show. No, it's the Harry and Meghan show. Don't leave her out. You cannot leave the mistress out because Harry wouldn't be over here doing this cockamamie stuff if he was over there with his family in England. Harry would not be doing this cockamamie stuff if he was over there with his family in England. But no, instead, he's over here playing Hollywood with Meghan. And she's losing this game. She has no deals, and the deals that she do get, they just sound so made up. The Lemonado is back. Can you believe it? Lemonado wants to give her a chance. Stop it. Go somewhere for a while. Lay low. Lay low and don't say nothing. They stay in the news. Look, watch. It's the Mimi Show. 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 Yeah. It's the Mimi Show. It's always been the Mimi Show. Let's see let's see what's going on today in the Mimi world. Hold on.
I've got two lovely guests here with me in the studio. Lee Cohen joining in person rather than from Palm Springs, Florida. Why on earth did he come? The weather's terrible here. And one of our favourites, Lizzie Cundy. Right. I'm going to start with Prince Harry. A petition has been launched to stop him from receiving the Pat Tillman Memorial Award in Hollywood next month. Tell us a bit more about this, Lee.
Well, on background, Nana, Pat Tillman was really an American hero who quit a football career, a successful football career, to enlist in the armed services. And very sadly, tragically, he got killed by friendly fire in Afghanistan. So a lot of people think that this is really inappropriate. I mean, when there's so many who've done so many good things for veterans, really, this is in the name of a hero. Why should Prince Harry, who actually he stepped away from his service in the UK?
Well, also, he talked about his kill count in his books.
He said this award is for a war veteran, someone that gave up their career to go serve their country. And then here come ESPN wanting to grant Harry with this prestigious award for God knows what. And people are pissed. Okay? Mad, upset, angry, and it's being heard. It is being heard. They're not just upset with ESPN, but they're upset with Harry because Harry should know that, I shouldn't be getting an award like this. What have I done that was so heroic, that was so great, that was on this mountaintop? Oh, I know. I left the royal family. You left. You left your post. You left your duty. You left the queen. You broke her heart, but you didn't care because you was in La La Land. I don't know what she did to you to get you to step down and leave your family hanging like that. He just said, okay, I quit. I quit the family. Why? Oh yeah, I remember. He married this lady named Meghan Markle, who decided to let him know that moving to America would be better and starting their own brand and making their own millions and billions of dollars off the backs of the royal family and the name the Duchess of Sussex. The Orchard Riviera. American Orchard Riviera. The jam kind of looks a little bit like King Charles's jars. It's embarrassing how desperate she is to become. To become. She is not, she's relentless. We just saw her jogging a minute ago, and then something about Adidas with with Beyonce. I mean, it's almost like she's trying to pretend like she has all these friends in Hollywood, but she really doesn't. But why would someone pretend that why would I pretend that Beyonce's my friend if she's not? Because Megan likes clout. She does. She has to be by the best person in the room. She has to be sitting by Jeff Bezos and them at the concert, and Kim Kardashian them, just by the who's who's. Well, where are they? What happened to her crew? Anyway, shame on Harry. I'm gonna do a live tomorrow if I can get up, because I've been up very late tonight, cleaning and stuff. But if I can get up before my daughter, I'm going to do a live, and I want us to go through this. I do. And since you guys have already seen it, then all we can do is I can read your comments and just have a chat. That would be so fun. Now, they may take this down. Okay, back to the drama.
Their own family don't want Harry to get this award. That's, respectful. And they're also looking at the reasonings behind why Harry would get this award. There is some.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, I'm just working it, trying to pause it and rewind it. But did you hear what she said? She said there is something sinister about him getting this award. There's something not right about this award. And she said, I don't think it's going to end well. I think something's going to happen. I said the same thing on Victoria Station, not seeing this segment at all. And this is what made me wake up and say, honey, I'm doing a video at 3:00 in the morning. That she said the same thing. I said that this is going to end badly for him. This is not going to end well. They could boo him. They could really just not treat him right. And because it is really being protested over here in the United States. If you're a sports fan, and if you know anything about this award, you're kind of pissed off. Pissed. Here they go again, Meghan and Harry pissing off people. They don't care. Meghan doesn't care, and Harry doesn't care how it affects someone else's feelings. That's what I'm going to go and watch our video after this. They don't care about how it will look or how someone else may feel about what they're doing. They don't. If they cared, then he wouldn't accept the award. He would turn it down and say, look, give me a different award. I don't want to be under no controversial award. One that was for someone that I can't dare be, emulated at all. You're insulting him. You're insulting his legacy. Like this gentleman just said, Harry left. He quit. He quit serving. He didn't want to do it anymore. Because his wife said, you know what? The grass is greener on the other side. All we got to do is just trash our family a little bit. And then we can make up with them. I'm sure she told him that. He is too far gone. And I'm sure his family is not pleased with this at all. I'm sure William is like embarrassed by this. I wouldn't say he's embarrassed. I think he learned to expect it. Because when they went and got that one award for racism, that one did it for me. I said, she crazy, allegedly. Okay, let's finish. See what they saying.
Something that is not cool about this. I can feel if Harry is awarded, there's going to be trouble. I expect there to be boos, and when their own family don't want Harry to get this award, that's they've really got to look at this again.
What could be the reason for him getting it? I'm just confused. I mean, what is it that he's done? I know he went to Afghanistan, but all the royals do serve in the armed forces, so there's nothing unusual there. And he served whilst there was a war, but he had to come back. So, yes, he set up this, what's the thing called that he set up? I've forgotten it now.
The Invictus Games.
Invictus Games,
yes,
sorry.
Yes.
Menopause, darling.
Yes.
Sometimes things are very good. I can look at somebody, literally be staring at them and completely have no idea who they are. Often in the morning, darling, often in the morning. No, but seriously, the Invictus Games, okay, so that was launched, but,
well, I think we know that in the United States, there's a lot of value in having, we don't have royalty, you see. So there's a lot of value in engaging famous people, celebrities, to charities, because the thought is that they'll raise a lot of money for those things. And in fact, Harry was given another ridiculous award not too long ago, something about amazing aviators. That wasn't the exact name of it.
But yes, I remember that.
Yes, yes. And a lot of people...
award in aviation.
Exactly.
I don't even think he flew the helicopters or whatever it was.
He didn't.
He probably sat in the front of somebody else pushing the buttons.
And we've got to
just
give
like
Harry...
he does now.
Exactly.
You got to watch me and Victoria's live today. It was really good. But the Aviation Award, you guys remember that award? Harry went up there and got that award, and they were upset about it because he was standing next to Neil Armstrong and them, some people that had been to space. Harry hadn't been to space. But he was getting these awards. Where is he getting these awards from? They're just popping out the blue, popping out the hat. Do they not know that these two are not in the best of shapes as far as popularity is concerned? But they're learning because of the backlash, the petition. 53,000 people is saying, hold up. That's a lot of people. Let's move on, guys. There's more.
But look, Harry's done amazing things with the Invictus Games. That's one thing I think he does deserve praise for. But to receive this award with the Pat Tillman's family actually saying it's disrespectful. He's a controversial figure and he's a decisive figure, and they don't want him to receive it. So for Harry then to get this award is totally disrespectful.
Seems very odd. I don't know why they're giving it to him, but fair enough. Look, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see the sort of backlash that comes with it.
She said, fair enough, he getting it. Let's just let him have it. It's disrespectful. It is. He's disrespectful, and it's nasty. It's really distasteful. It's one of those things you just don't do.
Now, Meghan Markle, her new podcast is at risk of failure unless key changes are made. Lizzie Cundy.
Yes, Meghan Markle's new podcast by Lemonada, they're going to re-release it, but they're just sort of rehashing it. It's the same old stuff, just with new titles. Now, for this podcast...
Did you hear what she said? She said it's the same old stuff. They just changed the name. That's it. They just changed the title of the podcast that she did with Serena and them and named it My New Best Friend or something stupid like that. Oh my God. She is desperate. It is so desperate. This is what gets me with the Sussex Squad. I don't give them any room to, I think if you do, then they're alive. They're, you keep them going. So no, I don't know what they say or what they do. Only when I hear it through the grapevine. And I'm like, whoa, that's some harsh stuff. But it's despicable. And you know who's behind it. But why would Harry allow such a thing? Why would Harry allow a group to decimate his family like that? And not even that, to go after this innocent woman, Mary, is pathetic. It's pathetic. Here we go. Let's get back to the drama. Now we had Lemonado, okay? Now, back in the day, Meghan had this Lemonado thing going on where they were a new podcast that was going to take her up, and she was going to start doing her cooking shows or her shows or whatever she was going to do. But Lemonado is this new podcast that ain't nobody ever heard of. The only person I've heard of is Spotify. Anything after that, I don't know. But this company was also developed in 2019. So just recently. So I don't know. I don't know how well, they're going to do. And maybe she'll bring them some clientele. I don't know. But I think she's barking up the wrong tree. I think she needs to get somewhere and sit her Lemonado, pastry jam, dog biscuit, nutty buddy self somewhere and sit down and stop making a fool out of yourself. Now she's just making a fool out of herself, and it don't look good at all. Okay. Let's see what they're saying.
Markle, her new podcast is at risk of failure unless key changes are made. Lizzie Cundy.
Yes, Meghan Markle's new podcast by Lemonado, they're going to re-release it, but they're just sort of rehashing it. It's the same old stuff, just with new titles. Now, for this podcast to succeed, there needs to be drastic change. First of all, Meghan needs to learn to listen. Because as an interviewer, you do have to listen. And one thing we found with her previous podcast, she didn't. It was all me. And also, sadly, she has lost a lot of her celebrity.
She has a lot to say. She said Meghan was talking about me. What's the name of my song? It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. Yeah. I mean, she just said it. She said all she talked about was me. She needs to learn to listen. You're going to hear her say it one more time. This is what Meghan needs to do, but won't. She can fix her situation, but her situation continues to be dire straits. Like, her popularity is gone, twisted, gone. And for her to be associated with affiliated with something called the Sussex Squad is disgusting. It is. It's disgusting. They went after Mary, and I thought that was so disrespectful. Let's continue. I like when she says Meghan doesn't listen.
Learn to listen. Because as an interviewer, you do have Lemonado. They're going to re-release it, but they're just sort of rehashing it. It's the same old stuff, just with new titles. Now, for this podcast to succeed, there needs to be drastic change. First of all, Meghan needs to learn to listen. Because as an interviewer, you do have to listen. And one thing we found with her previous podcast, she didn't. It was all me. And also, sadly, she has lost a lot of her celebrity contacts. Now,
me. The Mimi song, me. All about me. It's all about me. It's still all about her. Look, she's going to tell you how.
one I've just read about the Beckhams in the Bower's new book, which is called The House of Beckham, Money, Sex and Power. And in this, we hear how Meghan totally told Harry not to be pictured with David Beckham at the Invictus Games. She wants all the glory for themselves. She didn't want the competition, as she knew they were big stars.
But how does he know all that in his book? I mean, well, what he's put in there, whilst, you know, I respect it and I love the fact that these people write books and memoirs and so on, but where how does he know that?
Because he talks to actual very...
I told you Meghan was running it. I told you she's running it. I told you she's in control. She tells him what to do, how to do it, where to sit, where not to sit, when to go to the restroom, when not to go to the restroom, to blink, when not to blink, when to move. Meghan is in full swing control over what Harry does, thinks, and do. This award has Meghan written all over it. And I'm not letting Harry off the hook because he's a traitor. He's taken the award. He should feel some kind of way. He should feel like, you know what? I'm not really deserving of this, and maybe I should step down from it. But he doesn't have any ethics. He doesn't have any morals, and he doesn't have the strength or the audacity to stand up to his Jezebel, the Mimi girl, because she is in full control. And if you haven't been watching the Mimi show, then you know she's in control. Yes. She tells him where to go, where to sit, and where not to sit. Move out of my way. Give me the mic. That's why Victoria said no one has a sound mind over there to tell each other, well, what about this? Or maybe we shouldn't do this, or maybe we shouldn't do that because of that, because that may make someone feel a certain kind of way. So why don't we just don't do it? Ain't none of that going on. Ain't no moral compass coming to life. Oh, I'm going to be a great person and step down from this award. Sure you are. You're going to put it next to the racism. Oh, God. They're going to put it next to the racism one. Here's the racism one. Here's the racism one. And then here comes the other one. The one for tonight. They're going to sit side by side. They're both disgraceful. Come on. Meghan never said the family was racist, but then you went and picked up an award. A whole award. And Kennedy, she ain't recovered from that. Karen Kennedy is still getting, girl, why'd you do that? She is.
Very close friends. He's...
You know how I know? Because Oprah's getting it. Oprah, why did you do that? Why did you mess up your career and interview Meghan? Oh, she didn't? That was a good interview. That was good. And she didn't. Okay. Yeah. Oprah knows she messed up big time because she didn't check her sources. She just went off. I was just letting them tell their truth. Their truth. I wanted to say, girl, you don't even know what truth is because you let them just call the family racist. I said, wasn't you at the wedding? Oprah, didn't Queen Elizabeth open her house, her kingdom, her home to all of you? Because they gave Meghan whatever she wanted. Meaning She didn't invite, she invited only one family member. So that tells you that it was her idea to invite all those celebrities, not the Queen's idea. I'm sure the Queen would have loved to have met Thomas Markle to see where Meghan come from, but Meghan was too ashamed. I'm ashamed of my family. They don't talk like me. They didn't have the right education and all this stuff. So, they can't come. But they're going to be the last one standing. They are. Because you can't do sinister stuff like this and think you're just going to get away with it. It's showing in their popularity, in their business ventures. Where are they going? They're at a standstill. They're at a stag. They're what you call a snag. Meghan doesn't make enough money to continue her lifestyle unless Spotify and Netflix is going to flip around and change their mind and give her some kind of deal, because no one else in Hollywood is. No one's knocking down Gucci and Louis Vuitton. Them ain't knocking. Hello, we want you to wear us. Oh, we're good. Okay, I went on a rant. Let's get back.
He wrote a book on Meghan, as we know, and he knows all the sources.
Mm-hmm.
He has the best royal contacts. I was with his wife the other day, and
you were with his wife?
Yes,
oh,
yes,
really?
with that for the music.
Oh, drop that in.
I did drop that in. But he goes places. He's like water. He gets everywhere. Tom Bauer, and he knows the right people to ask. And sadly, Meghan has really upset a lot of celebrities. Gone are the George Clooney's, the Oprah Winfrey's. She hasn't got them anymore. So she's now going to have to look at non-celebrity experts. All that.
When she said about Serena, I thought it was Serena Williams. Serena Williams said, I love.
She just said it. She said they're gone. They ain't got nothing going on. It's over. Hollywood don't want them. They have nothing in Hollywood. Hollywood said no. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be over here, your foot somewhere over here that you don't know where it belongs. She got too many gimmicks, too many. She don't know what she wants to do. And then before she can even see if that's going to really be about something, she quits and then does something else like, oh, let's go back to the TIG 2.2. It's funny now. Let me tell you when it ain't gonna be funny, when the divorce comes. Because let me tell you something. Money is gonna do it. It always does. Meghan ain't gonna be able to get that Gucci purse, them Prada shoes, or whatever she wear. And she gonna be looking at Harry like, you need to call your dad.
The way you speak, the way you talk to me, because she was saying things like, "Oh, I love you," and really sycophantic, sort of creeping, and it was quite distasteful, I have to say.
Well, I think one interesting thing, Nana, is, and Lizzie said she needs to learn to listen. Well, it was reported that on some of these podcasts, she didn't even do the interviewing, but rather her staff did the interviewing, and they simply put in her voices. So you ask, is there anything she should do to change around for this new round of podcasts? Perhaps she should actually.
This tells me that people are finding out more and more and more and more and more about Meghan and Harry, and they do not like what they see. They're not this genuine, nice couple that got this fairy tale going that loves the world. It's not true. And he's saying it. She just got through saying it, that it was over. Now he's saying something totally different about the same people.
really be present and engage with the people she's interviewing.
That would help.
Do you think? Do you think?
He said she needs to engage and be there for the people that she's going to be interviewing. But of course, she didn't do her own interviewing. She just put in her voice and stuck Mimi in there, and then it was supposed to flow. Like, what is that? That's why Spotify had to get rid of her.
Well, I think it would be great. She's hosting it to be the actual host and not get her staff to do it. But now I hear she's having to get and rely on her old cast members of Suits. And she's fallen out with a lot of them because she didn't want to know them when she met Harry, as she did myself. She ghosted a lot of them, and now
she ghosted her. Like she said, she ghosted everyone. She doesn't have anybody left. She doesn't have her family. She doesn't have her old classmates, her old friends, because she's kicked everybody else to the curb. And as she kicked them to the curb, she thought that Reese Witherspoon was going to be her best friend, and Taylor Swift was going to invite the Duchess of Sussex to her to her tour. But that's not happening. She had to pay wherever she went, she had to pay for it. When she went to the Beyonce concert, she paid for those tickets. Beyonce didn't comp her and say, look, the princess is coming. First of all, Beyonce didn't even come down off the step and shake her hand or get a picture with her. Because she did it. She went and spoke to William and Catherine when they came to town, when they went to the Lakers game that one time, when they was here on a royal tour. And I think she was pregnant at the time. She was pregnant with Charlotte. I believe so. I could be wrong. Let's get back to the end. To the end. This is the end.
She's got to go back with cap in hand saying, will you come on this podcast? Are they going to want to do it?
Well, let's face it. The couple are Hollywood toxicity, and they are box office poison. You know, they've been dropped by Spotify. They've been called names that.
You remember that movie, Mommy Dearest? When they called Faye Dunaway or Mommy Dearest, whichever. I'm going to call her Mommy Dearest. Mommy Dearest, box office poison. Took her way down. Took her, made her feel really low about herself. She started cutting down trees in the middle of the night. Come on, Christina. Letting off that stress. I forgot my point. I did. I went off into La La Land. Box office poison. That's what Meghan and Harry are. They are poison. They are poison. Poison you don't want to go by. You don't want to touch it. You like, ew, it's poison. I don't want to mess with that because I don't want to get sick. I don't want nothing to happen to me. And so the people in Hollywood is calling them poison. They don't want to get close to them. Like Courtney Cox. Harry was talking about how he was in her house eating mushrooms. She said, oh, no. You wouldn't eat none from my house. Beyonce called on the phone. You're breaking down generational curses. I said, what? This is the woman that has failed far, far, far. If she hasn't, this video don't mean anything. Because I don't see it turning around. Poison.
This is a family show that I know you don't want.
Now she's got to go back with cap in hand saying, will you come on this podcast? Are they going to want to do it?
Well, let's face it. The couple are Hollywood toxicity, and they are box office poison. You know, they've been dropped by Spotify. They've been called names that this is a family show that I know you don't want me to say. They've been the butt of jokes from everyone, South Park, from cartoons to comedians. I mean, this was a big U-turn because before Hollywood was really celebrating them because they shared their values. Yeah. They were charging for a lot of the same causes, and now it seems they can't even get people to.
What do you think the turning point has been? Because there's been lots of things where you still hear people go, "Oh, but she's lovely, she's this," and you think, well, after everything, what do you think in America the final sort of nail?
Well, as
she asked him, what did it for you? Like, at what moment in this Meghan and Harry saga did you decide, uh-oh, no, I'm not Team Meghan. Like, this is like, and we all have that story. You've told me your stories, and I've told you mine. It was before Mexit, but Oprah put me over the top. But he's going to say when it happened to him. And I find it interesting because Americans, this is my proof that Americans are not feeling these two.
That I was very excited.
At the beginning, we all were.
Yes, yeah. I was very excited. And she looked lovely, and the royal family looked very happy to receive her. And then the trouble started. And yes, and I think you know all about the trouble, the reports from palace staff and everything else. And, you know, as you know, she was probably never fit. And then the trouble started. And yes, and I think you know all about the trouble, the reports from palace staff and everything else. And, you know, as you know, she was probably never fit for this job. No. She probably had no interest in Harry's country, your country.
I think she sort of had the visions like Princess Ariel.
No, she never had any interest in it. She never wanted to be over there in the UK. She never wanted to be a part of Harry's world and serving. She never wanted to do that. She wanted the status. She wanted the prestige. She wanted the name, the Duchess of Sussex, so she could come over here and start playing these games. That is so the truth. In acting like she's this nice person, acting like she's a philanthropist, acting like she's this great mom, acting like I'm just this wonderful sister-in-law. That's really not it. Acting like, oh, it's not them, it's not me, it's them that's messing with me. Something's wrong with this picture. This man has broke it down. He called you poisoned. He said nobody wants you around. You have been hung out to dry. Move around. It is over and said and done.
All about the trouble, the reports from palace staff and everything else. And, you know, as you know, she was probably never fit for this job. No, she probably had no interest in Harry's country, your country.
I think she sort of had the visions like Princess Ariel or one of the princesses, that that's what it would be. And then she realized that she actually had to do some work.
Well, yeah, she thought she was going to be like...
No, that is not it. That is not the end of the story. She thought. She didn't think she was going to be having all this glorified stuff and no one going to have to work. No. She was always coming back to the United States. She needed a way out. So she lied to Harry and lied to the family, I believe, to get him to leave. Then she came over here with these shenanigans, okay? these shenanigans. And this is her MO. Come out, hey, I'm Catherine comes out, okay, now it's my turn. And no one cares. I didn't care. I didn't look that up. It was in my face. Oh, okay. Her in this, maybe in an Adidas jacket. Who cares? Okay. I like when he breaks it down. I just like when he says, then she stepped on a scene and everything went to hell. But it definitely wasn't, she thought that she, no.
Like this Hollywood princess.
Mhm.
And sadly, when you're a royal, you have to put.
She didn't think that she was a princess and didn't have to work. Harry told her exactly what she was going to have to do when he married her. It was clear because she knew what she was going to have to do, because she wrote to the queen and told the queen to use her. Use me in any way that you, I'm here for this. I'm here for you. So that's not the excuse. She was ready to work, hit the ground running, and doing whatever it takes to win over their love and affection in whatever she was going to do. But end up doing the opposite, wreaking havoc, declaring war, racism, and they mistreated me. And what? That's that stupid stuff. They're going to say it too. Because he's going to say that we saw the hospitality. We saw it.
The working, and we look at Princess Anne, one of our hardest working royals,
And Prince Charles.
and Prince Charles,
King Charles even.
and King Charles and Kate, who do it so effortlessly.
Right.
She did nothing but whinge and moan, and I don't think the Americans like anyone moaning and slating
Well,
the
do
royal
you
family.
think that was the turning point, though? Do you think there's one thing that really sort of turned even her biggest fans off her?
I mean, there have been so many things. I think it's been cumulative, but I think that Harry's memoir, where he
The memoir.
absolutely slammed, he slammed Queen.
Things. It's just a collab of things. I can't just give you one thing, but let's just go with Spare. His book was damaging. His book was out there. I want to hear what he has to say about the book. But he's picked Spare, and something in that book just threw him. It was the Oprah interview for me. It threw me out my seat. I said, did she say racism? Uh-huh. And I think I'll never get that out of, I just couldn't believe it. I cannot believe it, because I saw them give her everything that she possibly could want or need, and it still wasn't enough. But it was never going to be enough, because she was always leaving, and she ain't been back since. She ain't been back. And them kids haven't seen their grandfather. They may not get to see him. That's a reality. Because Harry's going to keep coming up with excuses about security, and knowing that Aunt Meghan ain't going to let him take little Archie with him. Moving on.
Camilla, he slammed Kate. He slammed his own father. He even even his own beloved grandparents were mentioned. And Americans, like everyone else in the world, held the Duke of Edinburgh and the late beloved Queen
in such high regard.
In such high regard.
Do you know what I think that really the turning point was? And I say this because
I can't wait to hear hers too. But she missed it. Meghan missed it. She missed the mark. Why would she think we would want her to go over there lying and disrespecting the Queen? And she did that. And Oprah let her. That was the stupid part. I don't want to go back down that lane. But my point is that it was just all bad, Oprah. but he said it was the spare book. And now he talked about Catherine, talked about his Harry. You've done some really shady stuff, some real shade.
Were mentioned, and Americans, like everyone else in the
Yes.
world, held the Duke of Edinburgh and the late beloved Queen
in such high regard.
in such high regard.
But you can't. Do you know what I think that really the turning point was? And I say this because all the different things that sort of Meghan did, and also Harry, a lot of them could have almost been excused. But I actually think that it was when the King was ill. And also the fact that Meghan has not gone to see her dad since he's been sick. And so it wasn't just the first time at the wedding, which wasn't great because he wasn't well, so he couldn't attend. And she's not contacted him, apparently, as far as we know. But I think this one, where then he had the stroke and then she didn't bother seeing him.
Totally.
And then the difference when when the King was ill, Harry went to see the King.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid.
I just did a video on her father, he wanting to see his grandkids. One of you left me a message. It was really good. Why doesn't he have a relationship with his other grandkids? He may not have a relationship with them for unknown reasons that I don't know. But what I do know is that he met them. He at least got to meet them. Meghan won't even allow him to let them meet. That's a problem. I like this gentleman. He is hitting every corner. So I got to rewind him back.
That it was when the King was ill, and also the fact that Meghan has not gone to see her dad since he's been sick. And so it wasn't just the first time at the wedding, which wasn't great because he wasn't well, so he couldn't attend. And she's not contacted him, apparently, as far as we know. But I think this one, where then he had the stroke and then she didn't bother seeing him.
Totally.
And then the difference when when the King was ill, Harry went to see the King.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that right there, I think for me, if I was ever, that was for me the moment where I thought, well, even your own husband must be looking at you thinking, I'm not going to go see your dad.
She has,
she ran down the list. King Charles was ill. She didn't go over there. She didn't go with her husband to support him, to support her husband. Oh my God. And her father has had several strokes. And it's like she said, Lindsay, she said, speak to me, tell me exactly what you finna say. She knows. She doesn't even, she's like, I don't even need you to finish the sentence. I already know. She ain't allowing her father to see those kids. It's sad. And that's the thing. It's hard to like her when she treats people this way. I'm just saying.
her own father has not heard from her at all. He's reached out many times, and she could have solved this easily and brought him in, had a chat, said, "Look, this is how it's done. Have a scone and some cream and jam and a tea, and make him feel it was her own jam. I would rather have Charles's, but she did everything the wrong way, and here she is now trying to launch this new podcast. The fact is, you've got to have engaging guests and connect with an audience with real issues, and also, as I said, listen, she does none of the above. She did everything the wrong way, and here she is now trying to launch this new podcast.
Connecting with the audience, connecting with the people, connecting with us. There's no connection, but she left her father out there to dry, just to hang and to dry. He's gone. Soup. Yeah, she said it. She really did.
the fact is, you've got to have engaging guests and connect with an audience with real issues. And also, as I said, listen, she does none of the above.
Well, I just want to let you know, and the British people who are listening know, we Americans have a terrible track record of marrying into your royal family. We've had two absolute disasters. The first being in 1936 with Wallace Simpson, and then when Meghan married Harry. And we have lovely, beautiful, intelligent, hardworking women in America, and I wish that your royal family would engage some of those.
Well, but you know, look, you can't,
very similar. Actually,
you can't help who you fall in love with, even though you might try.
Oh, please.
And also, you know, I don't think that Meghan isn't hardworking. I think she's hardworking, but sort of not
for herself.
But for herself, you know, there doesn't seem to be an understanding of what. Anyway, I want to move on to David Beckham.
Yes.
What do we know about that? I don't think that Meghan isn't hardworking. I think she's hardworking, but sort of not
for herself.
But for herself, you know, there doesn't seem to be an understanding of what. Anyway, I want to move on to David Beckham.
Yes.
What do we know about that? Because
okay. Guys, it's late. I'm tired. I know that I may have kept you too long, but I hope you enjoy the video. I really do. I know it's been a while. I probably should have waited till the next day because I am a little exhausted, but I really wanted to get out here and talk to you guys and do this video. So I hope it finds you well, and kisses to all of you, and kisses to my new subscribers and those that have been loyal forever. Thank you.